Welcome to episode 21 of the Jumpin' Podcast. Kim1234 here. LoganSama, winner stays on, back in the UK.
What's going on?
How does it feel being back in your home country, away from
wonderful,
fantastic food that you love here in Japan?
I had a great time eating at McDonald's and TGI Fridays in Japan. The food was lovely. Yeah.
See, okay, just for the record, this man has been too busy. I have not been able to take him to a restaurant that I recommend. So, only place I went to with him was that one steak place. I forgot, it had a weird ass name.
Volks.
Yeah, sounds like a car. Sounds like a car. Yeah, and we only went there because your DJ friends took us there in their nice little car. What the hell's that? Deep fried chicken something. The camera's too blurry. Knee? Just read it, son. I can't read it.
Deep fried chicken knee gristles.
There we go. Japanese food. Logan loves it. Okay, so let's see here.
So I was in Japan, wasn't I, for like 4 days? Kinda.
Yep, you were here for Wrestle Kingdom.
Wrestle Kingdom, yeah, man. I'm just like, I've spent the last year just doing cool shit that I enjoy doing. So I thought, let me go and see one of the greatest spectacles in professional wrestling in the world. And it obviously coincided with our good friend of the podcast, Mr. Kenneth Omega, being in the main event. And I'm incredibly grateful and happy that I made that choice because it was fucking awesome. And I made Kim buy a t-shirt as well.
It's all good. It was worth it. It's actually a pretty good quality. So, yeah. I can tell when I wash it, eventually it's gonna stay the same, hopefully, as long as I take care of it. Yeah. You know how they morph into kid sizes and shit.
Well, that won't make much difference for you anyway, will it? So.
Good one. All right, so the thing is, the time that Logan chose to come to Japan, there wasn't all the little Street Fighter 5 bars are coincidentally closed. You know, people want to spend time with their family and weird stuff like that. It's so stupid. So I organized some events. Logan was able to meet up with Storm Kubo, famous Alex player in Japan,
and Crusher and Raiketsu. I believe.
Anton was there too. Anton, I mean, if you pay attention to the leaderboards, he's up there. Still playing Nash. He's one of the few that haven't abandoned that ship. Yeah, I think Infiltration will never be using that character again. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that because I have a feeling, you play a character for a year, for sure it's second nature. So he's gonna bring it out for some easy ass matchup. I don't know. Can't think of one at the moment, but
it's a tool.
Ryu, maybe.
I think he beats Ken personally, but he doesn't beat Momochi, does he? So
how about now? That's true. And yeah, so just while we're there talking about the Yokohama party that I organized, the Crusher, the birdie player, why? I don't know. I forgot why he was in Indiana, but he speaks English. He introduced himself to me in English. He was in Indiana for 3 years. That's incredibly random. Indiana of all places, but...
So he finished up murking people in Alpha 3 with Sodom and went off to Indiana to work in like tech or some shit, right?
I don't remember, to be honest, but super nice guy. It was we had a lovely conversation. I don't know if you played him though, but
I didn't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't be having such a high opinion of him if you played him. He'd just be doing lots of stand roundhouses and perfect anti-airs and
stand roundhouse 0 on block. Links into medium punch now into like 300 damage.
Which one? Stand medium punch?
Stand roundhouse, medium punch, bullhead, knockdown, get wrecked. Birdie. It's good fun. Just do shit. But yeah, it's cool. I had a load of fun. Really appreciate you lining that up because that was great. Get to go and play different people.
You should have seen.
It was a nice little venue. It's called Den, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Den?
In Yokohama, you guys want to follow at Bar Association on Twitter. It's a regular bar, but the guy is a Street Fighter 4 player.
Was his name Masuo?
Masuo, yeah, correct. And he sets up Street 5 events if people want it to happen. So it's all good. I mean, you went to Yokohama. Yokohama's not exactly near the other places in Tokyo, so there's a player base out there that
far away though. Didn't take that long to get to.
Yeah, so. But still, like if that was like the only place, a lot of people from Tokyo wouldn't be going, right? Because it's enough out of the way, right?
There's lots of bars and stuff opening around Tokyo, though, right? To sort of accommodate from the lack of arcade release and this supposed PC arcade version that's meant to be coming at some point in the future, not coming anytime soon. So, like,
yeah, I don't know, man, because if that is true, they need to really keep up with. I mean, they got to update the fans because I think a lot of people kind of forgot about it. You know, so it's good for the people opening bars.
I feel that's been a problem in general, in that, like, I can understand not wanting to give people incorrect information because obviously the community goes mad when they say anything and it just doesn't happen or it's not right or whatever they get. But they need to have longer range plans that they can stick to and just update with what's going on. And even if something isn't ready that you've said is going to come, just let us know. You know, there needs to be better interaction with the community in terms of feeding info and what's going on, because you just kind of leave people, they get distracted, they go elsewhere, they look at other games and what have you, and it happens, man. So communication's always a good thing, especially if it's honest communication. You know, the fan base appreciate that, right?
All right. I mean, the arcade thing, I mean, I don't know, safe to say not anytime soon. But it would have been nice if it was here already, it would have been nice to go to an arcade and see I mean, we just watched Third Strike Co-op Cup just happened recently, and you saw that those guys are cheering like that because they grew up in arcades, basically, you know. Street Fighter 5 being an arcade, with no doubt there would be some more culture, you know, like just being in an arcade that you
just like people in the same space for hours on end. You get like a camaraderie, shared experiences. I think, I said it on Twitter, like one of the main reasons why people look back on older games is because they were more emotionally invested in the community of those games. You know, it's probably why you love that broken piece of shit CVS2 so much, because it holds so many happy memories for you in terms of an experience of community.
Lots of A's.
Really important. It's really important to have that, because just in general now, like this whole online experience that we're living in, I notice it in music. Obviously I do music as a day job. Like when people only sort of experience music through Spotify or YouTube, it doesn't have the same effect as when I grew up and I used to go and hear tracks for the first time in a club and I'm in the room with 2,000 other people all sharing the same response. You know, it's a way more visceral thing. So
you just described me. I feel embarrassed now.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of that offline experience, right? So that people share that hype and energy. And it was cool as well, man. You think of Japanese people in general and players, and they're very they downplay and they're very respectful, and you don't think of like them as popping off or getting hype or whatever. Those guys were jumping up and down out of their chair and, you know, hugging each other and popping off and shouting, and like they were just being really honest. And that's what I love about that experience, man. Like I want to see people be honest.
I was there was a tweet that Fubar Duck made about just he was talking to L.I. Joe about how like this game it just makes you pop off or something, and so then I replied real quick and I was like saying how this game brings out like their inner child, you know, like at that time like they didn't play to impress any sponsors or anything like that. They played because, you know, it was truly what they wanted to do.
I still don't think people play to impress sponsors, like still to this day. I really don't think they do. I think it's way more important that like you just beat people, you know, or do something sick. I still think that's like the driving motivation behind it, because it's not like more than a handful of people are actually seeing any real money out of this shit anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, my point was basically like, when was the last time you saw Haitani pop off? I mean, I can't recall one moment in Street Fighter 5.
And when's the last time I've seen Haitani in a situation where he's surrounded by loads of people that he knows?
Sure.
You know, like it's a community. Like most of those guys either grew up playing with each other from when they were like 15, 16 years old, or they have like long-standing rivalries. Like the whole regional thing as well, we don't really get, I guess, because like to us they're just all Japanese players. But like that whole Western, Eastern, Tokyo, Osaka, all that kind of stuff, you know, the rivalries there is a big deal. Like you can obviously understand it when it comes to watching. Stuff. When it comes to watching East Coast, West Coast, it's the same thing. Like to British players, they're all, you're just all American to us. Like we don't, you know. But then we can get like, you know, North versus South in England. You know, those rivalries and the human element is what makes a game fun. Like, yeah, you can talk about the frames and the balance and blah blah blah, but any fucking game is fun if you play it in the right situation with the right people. You know.
I mean, like back in the day, like you don't even have to necessarily love the game, but you can watch Third Strike, you can enjoy the game. I don't like playing the game, but I can watch it, I can appreciate it, I can have a lot of fun watching it because other people you want to have fun watching other people have fun. I mean, it's human nature. And
you enjoy it because there's so much enjoyment around it anyway. Yeah, so
it makes you want to be there.
When I hear Kokujin or Nuki sounding mad hype on commentary, but I've got no idea what they're saying apart from when they say the moves, right? That's infectious. When I see players do something and I can hear the crowd pop off for it, I might not understand what happened, but I'm like, yeah, that's sick. It's like the first time I saw the Daigo parry. I don't understand the mechanics behind it. Like, I don't understand that after the Chun super flash, you can't actually parry on reaction to it. You have to have already inputted it on the flash. I didn't know that
was happening.
But I knew that something amazing was happening because I could hear hundreds, if not thousands, of people popping off for it in the background. So it's infectious, and that's my whole point. It's anything can be enjoyable if it's in the right surroundings. You know, that's why community is so important. That's why having offline events are so important. That's why that aspect of the FGC is so valuable going forward. You know, the whole thousands of people sitting there watching and going crazy for it and popping off for some dumb shit or some like super technical stuff or whatever, or a Urian reset or a Lara reset comeback, whatever it is in SF5, whatever your game is, doesn't matter.
Hey, do me a favor. I mean, we talked about this in our last episode with Sonic, but let's talk about that the event that you're going to be having, or the weekly events in the UK.
Oh yeah, so on the 21st of January, we're bringing back Winner Stays On weekly tournaments. It's what we started off doing in like 2010. They ran for a good few years. Yeah, they ran for a good few years. Obviously, it's what got a lot of attention to the UK players. It's what like brought a lot of these UK players through. It's like guys like Problem X and Pax and Andreas in SF4. F-Words was already around, but definitely helped him come through to prominence.
This is on a weekend, you said, right?
But yeah, it's happening again. We're bringing it back for SF5, so it's happening on Saturdays now. So it's going to be starting on January the 21st, 3 p.m. start. So get there before 3 p.m. £10 entry, runs till 7 p.m. So the cool thing about that is we've got 4-hour block of getting a tournament done. It's going to be double elimination, but you can come down from wherever and get home easily. If you're not from London, you can travel down. If you are from London, you can come and play, and you've still got the evening to do whatever you want as well. So,
that's so cool.
It should be good fun. Yeah, it should be good. It's a really nice time slot. So we're going to try and do it weekly as well. So try and come down and support. All the money is going to be accounted for as well. I'm going to keep full transparent accounts. It's £10 entry because the venue fee is kind of high because it's a prime location. But that's what we're working with, and I want to make it fun for everybody. I think it's a great location, and hopefully if we get the numbers in and the right profile,
What's the Twitch channel that it's going to be streamed on?
It's not going to be streamed for the first few events because I'm focusing on making sure that the in-person experience is perfect.
Okay.
I don't want to be worrying about technicals on Twitch when we're still running, because I've never run an event in this venue before. I've never ran an event in the West End in the last couple of years for this game, so I just want to make sure everyone's happy, they turn up, everything's cool, we can make sure the brackets run smoothly with the challenge and everything, and everyone has a good experience. Once that experience is cool, then I'm going to make sure that we get the stream and that's set up, because they're setting up stream equipment in the venue as well, so they're going to be streaming from the venue in the next coming weeks. It's something they're going to look at, because they do different events every day of the week there. So just Street Fighter happens to be something they're going to run on a Saturday. They do everything: FIFA, League of Legends, CS:GO, all that crap. So
sounds good. Maybe
it should be good, and it's about, like, again, having just a place where we can all hang out for a few hours a week and see the people that we like, and the rivalries build up, and you can come back next week with some new tech and blow guys up. And yeah, it's just in a cool spot. There's loads of stuff there. It's in the West End of London. It's a very prestigious place, really easy to get to for wherever you are, and like there's loads of cool places to eat afterwards, socialize, whatever. It's gonna be good fun.
I mean, this podcast, we talked about Street Fighter 5 a bunch, the last one. I think we're just going to be talking about stuff we did, probably a little bit of MMA, a little bit of Street Fighter here and there, some pro wrestling. I want to talk about, like, because since I showed you around for, like, at least, like, 3 days or so, I kind of got a little preview of LoganSama, the DJ world, the pro wrestling world. I used to be a big pro wrestling fan, like, from, I don't know, 3 till 20 or something. So I mean, I was in that world for a little bit. So you don't have to explain to me how it's predetermined. Like, I really understood that for a while, but I always thought, like, for me to get back into pro wrestling, there would have to be something really, really monumental. Like, for a little bit, Daniel Bryan was that person, because he was really good on the mic, fantastic wrestler. And I remember that one promo he had with Michael Cole when he was, like, dragging him across the commentator's table. I wasn't watching wrestling, but someone linked me to that, and I was like, man, this guy's really good on the mic. And then he retired, so I was like, whatever. CM Punk went to MMA. Unfortunately, the what's it called? New Year's Dash? Is that
Dash? Yeah.
The first show after, I guess, the WrestleMania event, Wrestle Kingdom. It didn't quite capture my imagination, but I'm still there enjoying the event. So saw Kenny with his bruised up body. Yeah, that was cool. I bought
so you caught highlights of the match that he had with Okada, right?
I did, yeah.
So that there's a guy called Dave Meltzer who does reviews of like wrestling shows. He's been doing it for a long time, and he basically rated that 6 stars out of 5, which is the highest official rating a match has ever had. I think it's the first ever official 6-star match ever. From him. It
was like an hour or so, right?
46 minutes.
46 minutes? Pretty long.
46.
It's the
longest.
That is almost.
It's the longest ever main event at Wrestle Kingdom, I believe. I think. And it was an incredible match, and I was there watching it. There's some guys from San Diego there. Liang, who works with Markman, and some other guys. Shout out to Jason and Monty. We were sort of sitting there watching it, and I felt like a kid again, man. Like when you watch wrestling when you're a kid and you, like, really believe that your guy could win, and you didn't know if this was going to be the moment where it ends, because it went on for so long. I didn't know when it was going to finish, and I sort of, like, lost sense of because that's what you're chasing as an adult wrestling fan, right? You're chasing that feeling of forgetting that it's predetermined.
Well, let me tell you this. So, like, we all want Kenny to win. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the Japanese dude, he looks like a cool guy. He actually looks like like a superhero because he's quite tall. He's in good shape or whatever. He has a nice win pose because all the promos he's always doing this. It looks cool.
Yeah.
But we want Kenny to win. Fuck that guy, right?
Of course.
Yeah. And then I don't want spoiler. Kenny loses. And as soon as he lost, or as soon as I saw on Twitter that he lost, I was like, does him being a gaijin, a foreigner, have anything to do with this?
I think so, it definitely does. But he still put on the best match that's ever been recorded. So, and that's the thing with wrestling, right? It's about the performance. It's not necessarily all about the results. If you lose consistently, obviously, it has an effect on your character and the perceived value of the character.
If he's champion, does he make more money?
Yeah. It's weird because it's predetermined, but the people that win the most get paid the most, obviously. Mm-hmm. And it kind of like works backwards. If you're getting paid the most, then you win the most. That's how it is, because obviously they're investing more money in you, so then you win. But he's like top 4 guys in the company easily, 100%. They wouldn't have, the way that they put the match together as well, he looked really, really strong. So there's only 2 people before him that have ever kicked out of Okada's finisher, the Rainmaker Lariat. And he kicked out of it on the first time. And it actually took 4 of those to beat Kenny. So he got made to look really, really strong. And at the same time, he didn't get to land his finishing move, the One-Winged Angel. So that's still protected, is the term they use. Mm-hmm. So like he never got to land his finisher on the guy, and the guy didn't kick out of that. So if they do a rematch, which I imagine they probably will do later on this year at some point, later down the line.
What's the SummerSlam of New Japan Pro Wrestling?
So they'll probably have like a Dominion. They have, I think it's called Invasion Attack. They do like Sumo Hall, there's a show there. Mm-hmm.
It's nearby.
So yeah, they got a few shows coming up.
At the New Year's Dash event, I was telling you this, but I can't see Kenny as a bad guy. He's too nice. So I'm aware the crowd is kind of booing him and his crew because since he was all bruised up, it was like a 5-on-5 or whatever, 7-on-7 or something like that. And so most of the time he was working because he was like doing his thing, acting it up and whatever, but he wasn't in the ring, which is all good. Yeah. But then like people were booing him. I was like, this guy's the nicest guy. What's wrong with you guys? You guys can't see this. Yeah, I mean, it for me, since I'm not part of that world anymore, it was quite odd. But I'm just happy. I'm just happy that Kenny's doing his thing, and hopefully he'll.
I mean, his stock is way up, and he can basically do whatever he wants now. Like if he wanted to go WWE, he could have gone a year ago, but if he goes now, he's going to get paid a fucking shitload of money.
Well, I mean, like, but he's in a position. To his YouTube videos, he's like, there's people speculating like, he could have gone like years ago, but he like wants to stay in Japan, and that's why a lot of people in Japan like really love him. Like, I mean, yeah,
that was cool. We need more of that sports entertainment shit in esports entertainment.
That's the thing. Like, these guys are getting opportunities. Nice. Yeah. It's all good. It doesn't really affect me. It doesn't really affect a lot of people. So
I think it will kind of.
Yeah. If there's more teams, and more of teams versus teams or something like that. Like, I guess that's how we can get more invested into it.
Just like more eyes. If there's more eyes on things, it means the value of stuff goes up, and there's more opportunities, and there's more jobs, there's more positions, there's more investment. The more eyes that are on it. So having like rivalries now, you've got like before it was just basically Mad Cats. Like it was just Team Mad Cats.
Chris G is on EG now, right?
Yeah. So, but now you've got Evil Geniuses, you've got Echo Fox, you've got Razor. And they're all strong teams as well. They've got strong lineups. So, yeah, it's an interesting time, I think. And the more eyes we get, that's why K-Brad's going to be sponsored forever, man, because he's great at that shit. It doesn't like his results are decent. When he's not in Europe, his results are decent. He's a good player, but he's great at using social media as well. He's got like personality in abundance, which is valuable for those teams. It puts eyes on the product.
You can argue that it's more valuable because people tune in to hear him just talk. You know,
Well, we can go back to professional wrestling again, and you can have guys that are the greatest workers in the world, but they've got not as much personality as guys that just bring in with personality, but you know their in-ring work is very basic, and they're the people that bring in like viewers because people like being entertained in obvious ways. So people are going to watch the streams, they're going to see that shit. You know, like Flo gets tons of viewers, and God bless him, he hasn't been relevant in tournament in a long while. I don't think he's really been traveling, so I'm not going to like do him a disjustice. And I did see him beat Neurosis at EVA a couple of years ago, and that was sick. But yeah, like
couple years ago, it's like feels like a decade ago.
that old dusty game, Street Fighter 4. I don't know if you remember it.
I mean, it might have been vanilla too, right?
No, it wasn't then.
It wasn't.
It might have been the year Luffy won. It might have been the year after.
No. This is a long ass time ago.
No, it wasn't. Definitely wasn't, because it was the same year that Aliun went. So it was definitely
AE at like.
No, it wasn't AE.
Latest.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, viewers, you guys let us know, okay? Because I might
Flo, let us know.
Yeah, I might be too lazy to check up on this, but yeah. So that. So we got the wrestling portion covered. A quick bit on that. Kenny's very excited about Alex changes. A lot of Alex players aren't excited about those, but Kenny seems to be, because you actually met him at a restaurant by coincidence, and he was talking about how like, I don't know, he's still going to use Alex or something like that.
Yeah, he's a loyalist though, man. He did the Cody struggle for the longest, so.
See, there's always season 3. Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Like, people might find some broken shit. Who knows?
I mean, like, yeah. I've always been curious because, I mean, jumping podcasts, we're talking about Street Fighter 5, right? And I think this is the first podcast where we talked about Street Fighter 5, like, the least ever. Like, what are there things?
It's off season, man. It's off season.
No, that's totally true. I mean, it makes perfect sense. There is I'm so sorry, guys. The Pandex Gaming event, KIT. What is KIT?
Oh yeah, KIT is happening right now. Kumite in Tennessee.
Thank you. Sorry, John. I know John, the organizer of that too. But that production value is awesome there. There's that, but it's not CPT. Ultra David's there, Tasty Steve is there commentating. So
I kind of got like completely eclipsed by Co-op Cup as well.
You can't fuck with that. Not this weekend. No way.
No.
They had a 5-on-5, an unofficial 5-on-5, and then a real 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Too much passion. And the unofficial one still got like. Unofficial one got 12,000.
Character 5-on-5 was sick.
Dude, that's too good.
5-on-5 was sick. Desh Ken playing like a lunatic. But yeah, I mean, obviously there's stuff going on. There's season 2 changes. Everyone's relearning either a new character. A lot of the Japanese players were saying, "Fuck this! I'm learning Guile." A lot of character changes going on. Nemo's out there running his Urien.
This shit looks fun too. It looks like Urien and Vega don't have anything in common, but what they do have in common is Nemo being cheap. Nemo being cheap.
Just press buttons, man. You can just press buttons with those characters. Yeah. It's kind of like.
Here's my observation of the day. I mean, this is from Somniac actually, but I do agree with him. Nemo might have the worst defense ever, because he's always pressing buttons, and he gets exposed a lot. But since he's often in the driver's seat, like I guess you might not pay attention.
I don't think Urien's a good character if you want to press buttons on defense. That's definitely not a good look.
No, but that's what he does though. He just maybe it's the whole Justin Daigo thing, how you just give a top player too much credit, but it's a bit obvious. He doesn't really block well. He's at least average at that. He's a normal human being when it comes to defense. But speaking of another character that I guess most of the Japanese players are saying belongs in the top 3 at the very least. Zangief. Do you remember that? Do you remember the one guy who wishes to remain nameless that we met at Tokyo Game Bar? Talking about how Gief is top 3. Remember this?
Oh, he was saying that a lot of the top players that he speaks to are saying that Guile and Zangief are top characters.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't agree. I feel like Guile and Gief both beat a lot of the characters that people are using in season 1. Mm-hmm. Especially like Daigo. Like Daigo's tier lists are very biased. So when you have a character that beats Shoto's, then they're going to be automatically up there. I think Gief's still got bad matchups. He's still going to lose to Chun. I think Guile's strong and solid, but he's got bad matchups as well. That's why NuckleDu uses Mika.
The big one in Japan is Guile and Gief being on top, according to Nameless Man.
They're not. I disagree, personally. And I disagree with a lot of Japanese I used to see a lot of Japanese tier lists in SF4, and they were crazy. They had like Sea Viper at like 14th and Sagat at 3rd or something insane. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It's way too personally skewed. I don't feel like they're actually. I don't know. Like, it's funny because whenever
like top players really influence people out there,
I feel like, I don't know if they're even like trolling slightly, maybe, or like stuff gets lost in translation. Like, you know, like say for example, we were to say, oh, yeah, like, yeah, Laura's broken, whatever. Laura's a piece of shit. Does that automatically mean we're saying Laura's best in the game? You know, maybe it's the same thing, like in translation where, like, maybe Daigo says something flippantly, like, oh yeah, Guile's the best, and like,
no, I think
15 websites are scrambling to write 6-page articles on how Guile is the fucking best character in the game now and shit.
Well, what they really have to like think about is the context. You know, Daigo is saying this on his own personal stream, like he wants to make headlines, right? I mean, ultimately, like, tune into Daigo's stream and you get to hear these outrageous opinions. But I do believe that it is his true opinion, though. His last stream, it was pretty good. He had a lot of like, what's that one website called? That's like SurveyMonkey, Straw Poll. He was asking like a bunch of fans, a bunch of fans are like, do you want, you know, would you prefer your fighting games to be more balanced, more fun, or you know, or more simple? Like, he's asking like very important questions, you know. But at the same time, like, he knows that he has a platform for this. And so, since a lot of people are paying attention more to Daigo than they are to like my tier list, you know, like they're gonna give it more credibility.
No, of course, and obviously his tier list should have more credibility than most people's because he's getting results in. You should listen to those people, but they're not gospel. Like, people can be wrong. Like Aliun also said, Cammy and Guile are in tier of their own for season 2. You know, I definitely feel like you can identify whether a character's good or not. 100%. Guile, is he a good character? Yes. Cammy a good character? Yes. Zangief situationally is a very good character as well. He's very scary, especially with his ability to put you in, you know, set play situations as well now.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'd still feel like they have uphill matchups in some instances, and I don't feel like you can.
That's kind of a running theme, though, that you think, like, in season 2, it seems that, like, a lot of characters got tweaked in, like, nice ways that make it more, like, complete in a way. But it does feel like bad matchups are still bad matchups. Like, I can't... So. Yeah, right? So, Sonic, on our last episode, he was just talking about how Laura, she got a lot of buffs, you know? She's more fun to play, but the thing is, she's still going to lose to Chun. She's still going to use the... Who else? Guile, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's the same with Bison, at least. Bison still has the same issues. I'm always going to lose the grapplers. That's just kind of like, they didn't fix that part. Even if I have a 3-frame move, it's not going to help me against grapplers.
Is EX Head Stomp not invincible fully, or can you get thrown out of it?
It's in V-Trigger, it's full. Can you throw? I don't know, to be honest. In V-Trigger, it's hit.
Just know this shit. Come on.
Sorry.
But you're taking season 2 seriously.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, let me tell you something. And before you guys fake this shit, okay? 1 out of 6 top Bisons knew this, okay? And this existed in Season 1, apparently. In V-Trigger, Bison can cancel EX Head Stomp into EX Scissor Kick or any other special. 1 out of 6 top player Bisons knew this. 5 out of 6 said, what? They sat down in their chair, they had to breathe really slowly, and they're like, oh my god. You mean an EX Head Stomp, which is now fully invincible, which is -2, can be made to +4 at max if you do EX Inferno, which is +4. That's crazy. And I didn't know that for a whole season. Maybe because it was +2.
You ain't been in the lab, boy.
Maybe because it was +2. Maybe that's why no one really experimented with it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, bad matchups still exist. So in that way, let's see how the season goes. I like Season 2 much better than Season 1. What do you think? How your character got slightly changed for the worse. Let's just say it like that, you know?
That's true.
But how are you feeling about everything else?
Ken Masters is still a very viable character that you can win tournaments with if you've got the ability and the skill. I still definitely think he's going to be in and around the top 10. He's still got good damage output. He's got great corner carry. He's got better corner mix-ups now as well, with the overhead, which is cool. You know, he can overhead you into 500 damage. Can overhead you into 50% stun.
Flashy as fuck.
It feels great. You know, we are definitely Dudley boys. I said he was like Dudley in Season 1. He's even more so now.
With the overhead, working on most characters.
Overhead combos, high-low. Well, it works on everyone on counter hit at least anyway. So you can, and I was testing this out this morning as well. You can actually hit confirm whether it's a counter hit or not. So you can get like way better combos if you confirm whether it's a counter hit. Because obviously it's +4 or 5 on counter hit rather than just +2 or 3. Depending on which
it could be +4, so then you can go for the safer stand jab, hit confirm, rather than the Tatsu, right?
Oh no, you can react to whether it's on hit really, really easily. So it's not a problem.
I've only seen Tatsu, so that's your go-to. So, don't think you can't react to me anymore.
It's normally okay. So on everyone other than Zangief, Birdie, and Urien, if you hit them crouching, it's an extra +1, so it becomes +3. And he's only got light Tatsu and light DP. And obviously, if you do light Tatsu mid-screen, you can get EX DP afterwards. If you do light DP, that's it. So you get more damage from Tatsu. If you're in V-Trigger, you can get light DP, fierce DP in the corner, which is cool. It's a big chunk of damage. And then on counter hit, you can do all kinds of stuff. You know, if you get a proper counter hit on overhead, and it's +5, you can do, you know, back medium punch combos, which is a big grip of damage. You're looking at like 280 with no bar, which is pretty good. Yeah. And he's got better crouch and short confirms. He can do crouch, short, stand, light kick, which means you can get better tattoos and stuff. And in V-Trigger, it's really good as well. So he can also link super after crouching medium punch just on hit normally now, which he could only do after counter hit before. But crouching medium punch is...
That's because of the frame advantage.
Yeah, so he needs more frame advantage now to link into back medium punch. So his stand jab and his crouch medium punch are now both +5 because his back medium punch went from 4 frames to 5 frames. That's kind of a big nerf because being able to interrupt people with back medium punch at 4 frames was really, really good. It was good for him to get people off of him. So he lost that. He has no 3 frame, and he hasn't really got like a proper DP. He's got like medium DP, which is invincible on the 3rd frame, and EX DP. So I think his defense has kind of got worse. His V reversal is slower now as well. It's 12 frames, not 10 frames.
Yeah, that's universal though. But yeah.
Huh?
That's universal though. But I get where you're going with.
I'm just saying, like, these are things that have all affected. So his defense has definitely got worse.
Are you going to change characters then?
No, I think I was going to, but he's still cool. Like, I was going to use Akuma, but you have to play way too perfectly with Akuma.
Ken seems more fun anyway, unless you like the EXDP shit, which you have also.
Yeah. So Ken can do that as well. He can do the same thing, and he's got like that weird fucking enter the Konami code and then do jump, and you get cross up Tatsu or jump fierce in front. So he can do the same shit.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What? Konami code? Huh?
No, well, fucking, when you have to like frame kills. So I think it's like dash forward, dash back, stand in, whatever, then jump to kill the frames.
Tatsu or stay in front or something like that? One of
those the Tatsu crosses up or jump fierce stays in front. So it's like a 50-50, basically.
Just practice it. That's just easy, man.
Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, he's got cool stuff, and I think someone like Momochi or, any of the other great Kens out there will get a lot out of him. He's really fun. And he's still got explosive power, damage. Corner carry's really good in this game, and of course he doesn't have to worry as much about DPs as well, so that's good for his pressure. So yeah, he's still a very viable character, definitely. But you have to change the way you play, and I feel like he's not as good on defense as he was. Basically, his offense is still great. His defense has got worse. So
the CPT schedule hasn't been announced. Well, I don't know.
No.
Obviously
I think it starts in March this year.
Last year was March too, right? I don't know. Was it February last year?
Yeah, Winter Clash was in February. Yeah. So they're going to delay it a bit. I'd imagine they won't announce it until late February anyway, as well, because that's generally what they do, last minute things.
Do you guys actually say tings, or do you just say that?
Yeah.
Tings.
Now and then we say tings.
Who the fuck is?
I don't really talk like that in real life because it's not really how I was brought up. But yeah, people from London definitely say tings.
It just sounds cool. It sounds cool to a non-Londoner like me.
You get me, right? So yeah, that's it basically. I'm happy, but I'm really excited to see the new characters.
I'm excited to see the real tech, which people will bring out only when a real tournament comes.
No. I don't. You know what? I don't think that's true, because these days most of the tech is discovered by non-tournament players.
Yeah, but the application is what is the most important part, because all the fancy stuff is not really gonna. It doesn't. It could happen. It might not happen. But then you can totally tell that all that Nemo corner stuff that's gonna happen regularly. Yeah. So I mean, I want to see how often this stuff happens, and then you really get how season 2 is gonna be. The season 2 at the moment is kind of up in the air. I mean, I'm sure people will play a lot against Guile in the future, especially if they lose to Guile a bunch.
Well, it's you see all these Balrog combos and punishment or the EXDP punish combos that you see out there for on Akuma and Ken and what have you. But you're gonna get hit by it now and then, but it's not going to be a regular thing. It's optimal situations with optimal meter and what have you. It's more important to see what situations people can put you in, reliably, repeatedly, over and over again. It's like we were talking about. Lara can keep you in that -2 situation where you basically have to guess whether she's going to command grab or press a button on you. That's really strong, and quite safe. So they're the things to understand, which you only really get from playing or watching people play, seriously, rather than messing around. YouTube videos with tech is cool. It allows you to see what's possible, but yeah, I definitely agree. When we start seeing people play for actual money or points or whatever, then you're going to start seeing actually how these characters really play, because when you're just playing for LP on ranked, it's a completely different situation.
I also think that when the new season starts, and let's say the tournament's on Saturday and a new character comes out on Friday or something, I just want to see shit happen. I want that character to be allowed the next day. I mean, it's just fun. That's just having that extra element, money in the bank.
I think we're going to see that. I think it's going to be a bit of a delay, but
I mean, it's not really going to happen, because you have less than a day to win a tournament with a new character. It's not going to happen. Right? But it should be allowed. because it's not gonna happen like that, you know. Yeah.
I'd like to see some cool new character archetypes that can just do some cool shit. Because I mean, we look at Urian and Balrog, and they can do cool stuff. I want to see more of that. You know, I want to see more expression. You know, being able to do stuff like you said, man. When you got frame advantage, that's when the fun stuff happens, right? That's when you can kind of do whatever you want. So yeah. That's kind of why, like, Ken's.
Oh, this button's good. Let's press this button. Oh, this one's good too. Let's do this one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of why it's difficult to do that at Ken, because he gives up frame advantage so frequently. But yeah, man, like, I want to see some more characters that can just express and flow a lot more, because that's when you get, you know, that's the fun stuff in this game, like seeing people flow with a character. So yeah, hopefully we get more of that season 2.
Oh, before we stop with the Street Fighter 5 talk, catch this man Logan and F Word on Cross Counter. You guys have, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
You have interview up, and you have sets versus top players like Gutex and Mike Ross, and I don't know if you played Sejam or not, but I don't think so. I think he was just commentating.
No, Sejam was just commentating on my demise. But yeah, it was cool. Really good fun.
You got a couple games. You know, you're doing good. That was season 1 Ken though, you know, but you're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that's my boy right there. This is happening in the past, but he's winning. Yeah.
I got my crouch and medium kick into super, so it's all good.
You think that would have came out if he blocked it, huh?
Yeah, you see me not do it on block loads of times, so it's definitely hit confirmable. I always mess it up when I'm losing, and I'm hoping it hits. You know, and I'm not actually reacting. I'm just praying. I need this to work for me, please. You know, that's when I do that.
You need the validation from the people watching, man. You guys see that? I did it.
No, fuck the people watching. I need to actually, like, get back in the match. I want to land my super and put you in the corner and do stuff to you. That's what I want to do. But yeah, it was really great fun. Those guys, you know, it was cool to be involved on something that's like properly from the community as well. It's not like corporate or whatever. Those guys just do it, you know, filming it on a GoPro and shit in the hotel room whilst we're out there at Anaheim. It was good fun, man. It was great to talk about the game and where we come from and what have you.
In fact, I'm going to put those links down here also. The interview will go on the left, and the games will go on the right. My finger's over there. Okay, yeah. And then F Word's going to be on the upper right. F Word's interview. Fem.
Cool. Fem. Oh, and Ryan Hart's set was really good as well. Watch Ryan. He's got a real Ken. Did some super sick stuff. Very, very.
Do you know if he's using? Did he? Is he going to be?
He's definitely going to use Guile 100%.
Yeah.
Any more than that, I don't know, because he lives in Germany now, so I'm not entirely certain what he's doing every day. But
hey, let's get that guy on the podcast. You guys are boys. You guys are literally.
We'll line that up. Don't worry. We'll sort that out.
Woo! All right, Street Fighter 5 done. On to UFC 207. Natural transitions. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey. Did you watch it? I'm sure you.
I watched it live. Yeah, watched it live.
Where were you when you watched it live?
What fucking date was it?
It was on a Friday.
It was on a Friday. Right?
Saturday in Japan. I don't think you. No, you weren't in Japan.
I was at home.
Yeah.
I was at home. Yeah, I watched it at home. Did anyone think that she had a chance against Nunes? I didn't.
I mean, it was okay. No, I mean, you, me, Ski Sonic, F. We usually make it a habit of starting a Twitter thread or whatever what the fuck they're called, and boom, I got everything right except for who saw Dominic Cruz losing, and yeah, I saw
not him, like that.
Yeah, not exactly.
Not like that.
That's my point.
I thought he might lose on points, but not like that. That was he got outclassed.
But the one thing that you can comment on was, I mean, Ronda was in amazing shape, so she was physically prepared.
Have you seen the?
Go ahead.
Have you seen the video with Edmund over the top of it?
Yeah. Like the actual one.
Yeah, coaching.
Yeah,
he's actually coaching.
Head movement.
Shit! That's man. Like I said this on the night. Like I 100% believe Dana has tried to get her to leave Edmund because he knows that Edmund's a complete fucking joke.
Don't say that. He's never gonna come on our podcast now, and now Ronda will never come on our podcast. God damn it, man! You gotta be professional sometimes, okay?
He's a complete fucking joke. How can you, like, if it's one of two things, right? Either he's not coaching her properly, because you can't have a boxing coach that's training you to fight stand up.
I mean, it's just one area
and your
of
movement
MMA
is that bad, right?
Yeah.
Your movement is that bad. Like, her footwork was non-existent, her head movement was non-existent.
She was standing mad tall. Really tall.
She was standing tall, open as well. Yeah. And so it's either he's coaching, like, his actual strategy was terrible, or she just doesn't fucking listen to instruction. Either way, that's a bad coach. Because if you're like, I could hear him shouting head movement, cool, like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that he taught her how to fucking move her head. Mm-hmm. If she's not listening to you, then you're also a bad coach. Because, like, you're not getting through to your fighter. You're not having any effect on your fighter. So you need to, either way needs to go. Loads of people are saying, like, she's probably not going to fight again. She doesn't need to. She got like $3 million or something insane for that fight, and Nunes got $100,000. Yeah.
She got more, like, for sure. I mean,
she's got a ton. She got a ton of money anyway. You know, she's what, 30 years old nearly. She doesn't have to fight if she doesn't want to. But I think she could. I mean, she's an Olympic caliber athlete. You know, they are above and beyond most mortal people. And I feel like if she had a good camp, like if she went to a real good camp, it would have a massive effect on her, and she could definitely compete at the highest level.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers. There's a lot of layers to this. I mean, even if you take out the fact that she lost, you can consider her pretty much. I don't want to say she turned her back on MMA, but it certainly seems like she thinks she's better. She's too good because she wouldn't do any media, and the media helped her become as big as she is, right? And now she's only doing interviews with like Ellen and like ESPN magazine or something like that, right? Like, I mean, like that was like probably like the hugest. Well, like Conor got pulled when he wouldn't do media, right? He got pulled from the fight when he couldn't do media. So yeah. I think it was a power play because, like, if Ronda would have won, Dana could have been like, "Hey Conor, like, we did this one exception for our star who's actually bigger than you," and you know, like whatever. But taking that out of here, like, I don't think Ronda is gonna come back. She shouldn't come back. She doesn't need to come back. You can make much more money doing other things too. It's all good. You're a pioneer. You did your thing while the division was growing. And you know, now let's have Nunes and like the 5 other girls in the division take over.
I feel like no one will really give a shit about the division, to be honest with you.
Nunes is not bad on the mic. She's a good story.
I think it's great that she's very as good a talker as she is bilingually as well, because there's a lot of those Brazilian fighters that can speak broken English, but they're terrible promos.
Sure.
Nunes was decent enough.
And honest too. Like,
yeah. And of course she's a great example for the community that she represents as well. So yeah, I think it's nothing but positive things. But
is she as marketable?
Yeah, exactly. That's the only question. Like, you have to remember the only reason there's a women's division in the UFC is because of Ronda. And
with that, I get to have dinner. And you? What are you doing?
I get to go and have lunch. It's like 3:00 in the afternoon.
Damn it.
I need to watch the new Sherlock as well, speaking of home. So let me go and watch the new episodes of Sherlock.
All right. See you guys next time. Hopefully the season's going to start soon. And
Make sure you sub. Subscribe.
YouTube.com/C/TheJumpIn. Catch us on Twitter also, The Jump In. iTunes, you could find us. Also, all the links are on our Twitter, actually, for all three of those things. iTunes, SoundCloud, Twitter. Yeah. See you guys.
Try and do one of these a week, right?
Yep. Make it happen.
See you later.
Peace.